What's up, you guys? Steve and Liam here with your stimulus check update, and we've got a lot to get you caught up on today. We're going to be watching a lot of video footage from Democratic leaders who are saying they're going to remain unified and they are going to get this stimulus package passed. So we're going to be hearing from them, and they're saying whether there's $15 per hour in there or not, they're going to remain unified, they're going to get Manchin on board, and they're going to get this done. So we're going to be taking a look at that. Now, this is all happening while we're waiting for the parliamentarian to approve the bill or modify it without that $15 per hour minimum wage. Now, simultaneously, we're also hearing from Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, and he's saying more stimulus is needed. However, the stock market did not like that. You saw it tank today, and it's because of the concerns of inflation, but they're saying it's still needed. So you guys, we're going to dive right in. We're going to get you caught up on the latest as of today, February the 23rd. But before we do, if you could do us a quick favor, it'll just take a second. Be sure to smash the like button. We would appreciate it. It just takes a second. Like button, comments, and sharing these videos. It helps us out. And also, if you're not already part of the Ram fam, why don't you go ahead and smash the subscribe button to stay up to date on everything rolling out, and turn on that notification bell so that way as soon as we upload videos, you can get notified right away. And if you don't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram as well at SteveRam3. I do my best to respond to as many questions here on YouTube as I can, but I can't get to them all, so Instagram is also a great way to get a hold of me as well. But you guys, let's go ahead and let's dive right into this video footage and get you caught up on the latest. All right, so we're going to be hearing from Democratic leaders, but before we do, let's take a look at what Jerome Powell had to say today regarding the economy and stimulus. Let's go ahead and dive right in.
Lawmakers work to pass another round of stimulus relief with a House vote expected later this week. It comes as Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell warned the pandemic is still wreaking havoc on the U.S. economy.
The economic recovery remains uneven and far from complete, and the path ahead is highly uncertain. The path of the economy continues to depend significantly on the course of the virus and measures undertaken to control its spread.
So there you guys have it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, as we heard him say that we still need stimulus support as we're in the middle of this pandemic. Now, that didn't stop the stock market from having a negative reaction, as there are now concerns about inflation. However, we also heard reassurance today from Democratic leaders that they're going to stay unified and they're going to get this stimulus package passed. So let's start off by hearing from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Let's dive right in.
Democrats remain hard at work preparing the desperately needed COVID relief bill. Our country is still in the throes of crisis. Yesterday, we passed that grim milestone, 500,000 deaths, a towering and incomprehensible figure. Millions of Americans have reported being thousands of dollars behind on rent, on utilities. Small businesses are hanging on for dear life. Vaccinating 330 million Americans as efficiently as possible is one of the most crucial and complex undertakings of our times. What we need to do now is put our foot on the gas to end the pandemic as quickly as possible, get our economy back to normal, and repair the damage that's been done. That's what the American Rescue Plan is all about. It'll deliver the resources to keep small businesses afloat, Americans in their homes, teachers, firefighters, and other essential employees in the public sector on the job. It'll send a direct check to Americans struggling with a once-in-a-lifetime financial burden. It'll boost vaccine distribution, and it'll provide funding and guidance for schools to reopen as quickly and safely as possible. That last point in particular should appeal to my Republican friends who have been raising concern about school closures. We all want the schools to reopen safely. We are all worried about the cost of virtual learning on children and parents. The solution is simple. It's not giving a speech here on the Senate floor. It's not criticizing teachers or school administrators. It's giving school districts the funding they need to reopen safely. It's expensive to reopen safely during the COVID crisis. We want to do it as quickly as possible. And it's hard to understand. Our Republican friends are saying, open up the schools, and I won't vote for any money for the schools to do just that. It's a complete contradiction. The Republican position seems to be that these difficult challenges will fix themselves, that we don't need any more aid, we did enough already. Anyone who knows anything about schools knows in the vast majority of schools in this country that is just not the case. So let our Republican friends put their votes where their speeches are, in helping the schools, in getting the money. in opening the schools safely, not in simply trying to make a political point and then trashing the schools without giving them the money they need. It makes no sense whatsoever. It's a total contradiction. Also, if we don't act, enhanced unemployment benefits will expire for millions of Americans in need. If we don't act, millions of struggling families will miss out on direct payments and an expansion of the child tax credit and the earned income tax credit. If we don't act, we risk the same long, slow, and painful recovery we experienced after the financial crisis in 2008, when Congress did too little to get our country back on track. The worst thing we could do would be to slow down now, before the race is won. We will not do that. Later this week, the House, and soon thereafter the Senate, will start working on President Biden's American Rescue Plan. Mayors, governors, economists from across the political spectrum agree it should be a sizable effort. Treasury Secretary Yellen told us, quote, "The smartest thing we can do is act big." Federal Chairman Powell warned that we're a long way off from full recovery and that the greater risk lies in doing too little rather than doing too much. Most importantly, the American people, in poll after poll, overwhelmingly approve of President Biden's American Rescue Plan. One of the last polls I saw showed a majority of Republicans, voters, citizens, Americans, Republican citizens, Republican Americans agree with this plan.
So there you guys have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We heard him mention Jerome Powell, who we just heard from, who said we need to get more stimulus out. And we heard him say too that they need to get this done before the March 14th deadline, because that's when federal unemployment benefits are going to be coming to an end. So they need to get this done, and they need to get it done right away, or there's going to be a lot of people without benefits. Now, we also heard from Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. Let's hear what she had to say as well.
The COVID bill that will go forward, and that legislation, we will crush the virus, vaccines in the arms, children in the schools, dollars in the pockets, workers into jobs. And it's really a very powerful piece of legislation. The Republicans say it's too much money. As our great president, Joe Biden, said, what would you cut? You want to take food off the table? This is about food on the table for tens of millions of families who are food insecure. Would you take off the money that we're putting there to help pay the rent for families that are housing insecure, and as we extend the moratorium on evictions and the rest? Would you cut the vaccines that we need to get in a way that addresses the disparity that has been out there in terms of communities of color? The further money that we have for testing and tracing, because it's not just about the vaccination, it's about everything that goes with it. Would you cut the money in the pockets of the American people, whether it is the unemployment insurance, the expanded benefit, and then on top of that, the direct payments? We had been in the fight for 15 for a while, and we were able to pass it in the House in the last Congress, but of course, the Senate, with Mitch McConnell, would just not bring it up, and nobody thought that what's his name would have signed it. The former occupant of the White House would have signed it. So this time, though, with the Democratic House, the Democratic Senate, and that now what we are waiting for, this is our mission. We are going to pass the $15 minimum wage. That's the fight we are in. What is the timing? Some of that depends on the rules of the Senate as to whether we can be sustained. We are fighting for it, though. And what we're trying to make the impression on the parliamentarian in the Senate who has to make the ruling as to whether this will be in the bill is its impact on our economy, on our budget.
So there you guys have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, as we heard from Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. And they're saying they're going to stay unified, they're going to get this done, and they're going to be pushing the Senate parliamentarian to get this through. And we should be hearing in the next 24 hours from the parliamentarian. Now, as soon as it comes out, I'll be sure to let you guys know as to what's going to be unfolding here. And you guys, if you want to see what's actually in the 591-page bill that came out, be sure to check out this video right here where I cover the details from the Ways and Means Committee. And also, I've got another video that covers just specifically the details for the checks. Be sure to check that one out as well. And I'm going to be doing a series of videos getting you guys caught up on what's going on with stocks and just investing tips and things like that as well. So keep an eye out for that. But you guys, if you made it this far and you haven't already, be sure to smash the like button. We would appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on everything rolling out, and follow me on Instagram at SteveRam3. And thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. Lee, say hi to everybody.
Hi.
God bless you guys. Take care. Have a blessed night. We'll keep you up to date. We'll see you tomorrow. This is Steve and Liam.